Scarefest Radio is sponsored by Spirit Mechanics for your spiritual health and well-being. Find them on Facebook. MECHANIX. And by Coyote Chris Sutton, bringing light to the darkest places. CoyoteChris.com.
The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest!
The guests of Scarefest Radio are selected and scheduled independently of the Scarefest Horror and Paranormal Convention. Appearances on this program do not necessarily reflect the itinerary of the convention.
Now the intro's over, I can actually talk. Everybody, you're listening to Scarefest Radio. Well, we got new stuff going on. This is Scarefest Radio. Original broadcast date is April 27th, 2018. And yes, it looks like winter might finally be over. They're saying we're going to be in like 90 degrees and sunny and dry next week. So we are in fact going from winter to summer, but I'm sure winter will return for one last encore. Everybody, this is Scarefest Radio, and of course tonight our guest is Steve Nappe. We'll be with him in just a second. My co-host is Christopher Sutton, who incidentally is celebrating his wedding anniversary here on the radio.
That's right.
Because
28.
he has absolutely no good sense or
details. There's things in my life, Wes, that I can't begin to describe that goes on in this house. So I'm on a good spot. I'm in a good spot right now. But yeah, it is our 28th anniversary for Julia Sutton and myself, and it's just I just want to give her a shout out and say it's been a great 28 years, honey. Not that she listens to us, but she gets a shout out anyway. So bless her heart. Love her to death.
Well, she listens to me.
She does listen to you. It's like, I don't know. I've told the story before about how she keeps a picture of you up on her mirror where she gets dressed and stuff like that. She's got a picture of Wes. I'm like, there's no picture of me here. Why's there a picture of Wes?
I have any porn music on my? No, I don't have any. Okay, now everybody, tonight here's what's going on. Of course, we got our normal show. We do not have. I like the full disclaimer right up front. We technically do not have any celebrity announcements tonight, but we do have our final list of Scarefest seminar speakers.
Right,
so
personalities.
We will be releasing that tonight. And now here's the catch, everybody, and here comes some of that shameless self-promotion that I was just telling Steve about. I will be going on the Haunted.Space, premiering May 1st, with a new show called Gone Off Topic. And if it's a big hit, then by Scarefest, I will be a star, and you all can just suck it. So there. That's pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I'll charge for my autographs this year, bitches. So no,
yeah.
Okay. That's
Did you get that out of your system now?
Yeah, that's out of my system now.
Okay.
But anyway, we got that going on tonight. So anyway, let's go ahead and bring Steve in. And now everybody, Steve made his debut at the Scarefest last year. I personally did not get to talk to you at all, Steve. So this is like our first time actually meeting. But I'm going to introduce you as an actor, a children's author, and a ghost hunter.
That's it, correct.
And so let's just get right into it. Now, okay, actor-wise, of course, when I go to your IMDb page, now I did watch Checkpoint, so I got to see your head snap back.
Yep, you saw that, right?
I saw you in the back of the truck, but I said, okay, I'm watching for his big fight scene, and it was your head snapping back. I said, some bit, although it's still better than our other friend. got shot while he was mopping. But we won't go there. But then, okay, now I don't know what your part is in Old 37, I believe is the name
Old
of the movie.
37, I was actually a stunt double for Kane Hodder.
Okay.
He was driving the ambulance I was in, and I believe, I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking Bill Moseley was supposed to be the driver, but something happened, so Kane was the driver. I became the passenger in the back, and I was holding on, and actually got a stunt credit for it. And that movie is the movie that got me my SAG card also.
Well, see, I wanted to watch that movie, but my wife made me shut it off about 10, 15 minutes in. Not a big, bloody, gory horror movie fan. And that one does start off with some good stuff, let me tell you.
It really does.
So
It does. Yeah, but
So,
that gave me my big stunt break, my big stunt credit break. So, and like I said, it did get me my SAG card, which is a big plus in this business.
oh, yeah. That gets you on the insurance, right?
That gets everything right. You get when you're on set and you have your SAG card, the non-union people don't want to know you. They actually hate you because you get treated so much better. You get paid more.
Right.
So it's like, think you're hot crap with that SAG card, don't you? I look at them and go, well, yeah, sort of.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Hey,
Now,
why not?
now on the acting front, though, now my understanding is, based on the notes that have been given to me, and I feel like showing people to show how amateurish Scarefest Radio notes are. You've actually been doing quite a bit in New York City in the television genre.
Yes. I've been on many episodes of Madam Secretary as a militia guy. There's a new show out. Well, it's the second season, Bull. It's with Michael Weatherly from NCIS. He's actually a young Dr. Phil in the show. And I was a prisoner on there and got some good screen time. And also worked on Sneaky Pete, which was directed by Bryan Cranston. I did 2 episodes of that. That was great. I played a blue-collar guy. What else was there? I worked on Divorce with Jessica Sarah Parker, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and there's another one I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. Oh, The Last OG. It's Tracy Morgan. That's that new Tracy Morgan show on TBS, I believe. And I was a prisoner in that. It seems like I'm either a prisoner or some other type of
Okay,
bad
now
guy.
wait a minute. Okay, now you just hit on one of my favorite shows, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. What did you do on that one?
That one was nothing really. I was just more like background in that. I was in a it was some kind of militia convention they were having, and I was just one of the guys behind the selling guns and ammunition.
I haven't. I don't know how many episodes I've watched of, but that's a fun show. That is just. I don't think my wife liked it as much as I.
No.
But I like ironic humor like that, and that show was it makes fun of that culture in such a way though that you realize that culture is just as good as any other culture because
exactly.
it makes fun of everything. That's what I liked about it.
Yep. Now my so far I've only been acting seriously about 2 or 3 years now, and I have to admit I feel blessed because I just finished working on a movie called The Irishman, and in that movie is Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and it's directed by Marty Scorsese. And I had the opportunity to work 2 days, like right next to Robert De Niro. I was part of his crew. So when something like that happens, it's like I'm just sitting. I'm taking the train into New York and hopping subways and all this stuff, and I'm saying, you know what? I don't care. I can't complain. Who else can say they worked with De Niro?
Not nearly as many as would like to say it. I guarantee you.
No,
that.
I mean there are actors that have been in this business for 20, 30 years and never had the chance to work with him. And also I did I worked 12 days on it's a series on Showtime called Escape at Dannemora, directed by Ben Stiller. And of course I was a prisoner in that too, so. And that's coming out this year. The Irishman will be out in 2019.
I guess you have the look. What can I tell you?
I don't know. It could be. I want a good role though. I want to be a good guy for once.
You know,
and that'll come.
I understand as an actor you want to spread it out, but you know what? I've reached that point in my life where as long as I'm getting a freaking paycheck, it just anymore. I just
exactly. But I think what hurts me, I'm all tattooed up on my arms and stuff. So I think when they see that, they're saying, "All right, you're a bad guy because you have tattoos."
See, we should have brought that up, Chris, when we're talking to our tattoo fellows.
Yeah, to Bobby.
It will limit your acting career.
Oh, it will. I had to get my tattoos actually cleared for the Ben Stiller series, just so they can use them in the scenes.
Mm-hmm. I can just to make sure that you don't have the Coca-Cola label. Or
oh yeah,
some shit like that.
Well, what ruined tattoos in this business is the movie The Hangover. Remember when that one actor woke up with that Mike Tyson tattoo on his face?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the artist was watching it and said, "Oh shit, that's my tattoo. They didn't ask me for my permission," and he ended up suing them for $3 million. So now it's either. I did not know that. Yes, so now you wear long sleeves or make sure they're cleared.
It never really occurred to me that tattoos would fall under copyright.
Exactly,
mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it.
I mean,
I guess the tattoo artist owns them, if you think about it, because it's his. I guess because it's his. Even though if I come up with my own design, I guess he considers it his work, and you have to have their permission now to have it shown on TV or on the big screen.
Well, I mean, I understand if it's like a unicorn riding a flamethrower, and it's very. But I'm thinking about swirly. It's a bunch of swirly stuff. I'm like, it's the same thing that's on every business card I've ever owned.
Yep.
In the border. But hey, if he got $3 million, more power to him.
I also worked on one more movie. It's called The Black Klansman, and that's directed by Spike Lee. And again, I was a bad biker in there, so.
Now, okay.
I'm not going to complain.
Did you actually know anything about riding bikes?
Oh, I ride like crazy. Yeah.
That would be my luck. I'd get cast in something like that and be the guy that, get the bike off of him again.
Yeah.
No, I've been riding for probably about 12 years now, so. And it's a little tough riding in New Jersey because you really take your life in your hands.
Well, see, I was taught, because I actually used to ride. Got rid of it when the wife, when I gained a wife, I lost a bike. It was one of those stories. but that's one thing. I would never have been a great biker because everybody on the road was there to kill me. And, I was, 50 miles an hour, death grip on the handlebars, so yeah.
That's the attitude you have to have when you ride, though. You have to have the attitude everybody's out to get you, so it makes you super, super defensive.
Well, I definitely have that attitude. Everybody, we're at the quarter hour mark. We're going to go ahead and have our first commercial break. When we come back, we will go ahead and give you a sampling, a smidgen of the upcoming speaker lineup for Scarefest 2018. Everybody, we will be right back. Do you feel lost in life? Do you seem to be stuck in emotions that are not yours? Is your home not the sanctuary it should be? Contact Spirit Mechanics, where they take a team approach to your metaphysical and spiritual problems. Spirit Mechanics specializes in aura cleansing, stone attunement, attachment removal, and house cleansings. Spirit Mechanics tailors their approach to your individual spiritual path and needs. Find them every month at Lexington, Kentucky's Mystical Fair, mysticalfairlex.com, or on Facebook by searching Spirit Mechanics. That's MECHANIX. Spirit Mechanics, for your spiritual health and well-being. And welcome back to Scarefest Radio. Our guest tonight is Steve Nappe, but first, we're going to give you some of our speaker lineup for Scarefest 2018, Scarefest 11, Scarefest Rebirth. Michelle Wagner is coming back this year. She will be speaking about listening from the inside and also ghost spirit writing. I hate the way they type this up. I need a better staff. I think she will also be speaking with Tim Conwell about ghost and spirit writing. So apparently there are 2 seminars right there, right off the bat, with Michelle Wagner, friend of the show. Bud Jennis is coming back this year. His topic is the history of horror on film. Jack Kenna, investigating the paranormal. I'm surprised they okayed that one. They don't like those generic ghost hunting topics, they tell me. So anyway, Jack Kenna will be talking about investigating the paranormal. And Summer Jones, who was just on the show last week. Yes, in fact, Scarefest Radio does obviously have a cachet with it, because Yes, No, Goodbye, a documentary on the taboo surrounding Ouija boards and communication with the dead, will be a seminar topic this year. So I bet she's damn glad she did this horrible, horrible thing we call a show. And finally, in this batch, I'm going to say Chris Sutton and Wes Forsyth, facing down the darkness, tales and teaching from 2 paranormal warriors. Yes, that's right, people. I do have another side. So
that's right, and it's the first public presentation by the Wes Forsyth and Chris Sutton, the Paranormal Gunslingers. We have a poster and we have a banner and everything, don't we?
You told me I had to redo the banner. But anyway.
You do have to redo the banner.
I haven't got it done yet. But anyway, from my standpoint, I think Chris probably has a lot better stories than me, because I'm really kind of boring when I do this kind of stuff. But as far as the actual doing it, but my part of it will be Kim Spillman's
you're making friends
tonight.
You're making lots of friends out there, aren't you?
Yeah. But anyway, my part of it is basically I do have some personal protection techniques that I can teach you to use in the field of paranormal investigation. Chris, over to you.
Yeah, Steve, man, you're talking about roles,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done some community theater, which is not, I enjoy it and stuff. It's no big
Right.
deal or anything like that, but I love playing the bad guy. I mean, I don't mind doing the comedy parts, but man, being the good guy sucks. You're better.
I can imagine. Yeah.
You're better off being the bad guy. People love that stuff. It's easy to do.
It is easy, and I would actually my dream role is to be a badass cowboy. Back in cowboy days. That's my dream role. So hopefully it'll come true one day.
Yeah, you got to look for that, like a Jack Palance kind of thing with a beard, And,
oh yeah, I got the gray beard going now.
There you go. Yeah, that's okay. It's just, ain't wearing a 50's a new 30, man. You can be badass all across until you're 70, 80 years old now.
That's true. That's true.
Look at Arnold. That sort of stuff. But
yeah.
Okay, that's really cool though. You've been doing this 2-3 years. You got your SAG card, which I think is an amazing accomplishment. What did you do before you started doing this stuff?
Well, I'm still doing what I did before this. I actually work for AT&T.
Uh-huh.
I've been here for 39 years now, and I do network security, cyber security, and I just work whenever I get a job in New York. I just take the day off. I have a great supervisor. She works with me a lot, and if I ever need a day off, it's never a problem. So she'll switch the schedule around. Plus, my coworkers are great too. They'll say if you need to take that day off, I'll work for you. So
wow,
it's great teamwork here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I never pictured that. You don't have that, but anything, you never know by looking at somebody because
Yeah.
I was looking at some of your pictures on your IMDb, and like you're holding machine guns. I said, damn, he looks like he knows what he's doing. He's holding that thing, 'cause actually Wes and I both know a guy who was on a couple paranormal shows. He was a mercenary. So I was like, I wonder if this guy's a mercenary or something like that. He's got that, that kind of that kind of look to you, like yeah, I'm for sale, Blackwater. Yeah, I'll take a ship over there and hang out.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right, though. I think being the bad guy has its advantages. So I'm not going to complain about it anymore.
Yeah, and the thing about the tats and stuff like that, yeah, it's it does kind of typecast you in a way, I guess, and and with the beard and stuff. I mean, like I said, you look badass, man, in your pictures and stuff.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna have to check out some of your films, and I noticed that you were in a film called Death House.
Oh God, that's probably my biggest. That's got my biggest role ever so far. I was in a good scene with R.A. Mahaloff, and of course Kane.
Right.
He's my best friend, so I'm in the scene with him, and it's a scene where R.A. and I are walking out of a jail cell. We approach Kane. And Kane actually rips R.A.'s face out, and then Kane gets shot and everything. He puts his guts back in. He comes back to life. So my big line in there was, "I will follow you to hell," and I had a couple of curses after that they cut out. But
yeah,
but
man, there was quite a few. I mean, I looked at the cast list for that thing.
Oh.
Jeez, there's like 80 people in that movie.
It's like an all-star horror cast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had Robert Englund, Tony Todd, you name it, they're in it.
Oh, yeah. You had, Sean Whalen was in it, and Sean's a big friend of the show. And Jan Birch, who's been on the show, he's a friend of mine. He doesn't like Wes because Wes insulted him one time, so I have to kind of be the bridge there between those two. But because Jan did that show, People Under the Stairs, and he was a stairmaster. So Wes makes this joke like it's that gym machine, the stairmaster.
Yeah.
And so
I had not seen the movie. I had no idea.
And I do have to say, Harrison Smith, the director, did a wonderful job.
Yeah, we were talking. Sean was talking about him, and he says really good things about Harrison.
Oh yeah,
Smith. He's just a great guy to work for.
I heard. Well, Kane told me he looks like they're going to be doing actually a prequel to this movie now. So that'll be great. I'll hopefully be back in there again.
Yeah, I mean, I read the little synopsis to it. It had like 2 agents have to go all the way through this place because there's a power outage and stuff like that. What's the whole premise of this thing?
Well, it was filmed in a prison in Philadelphia, actually. And let me tell you, this place was fantastic. But they lose power, the prisoners get out, all the jail cells open up, and we just go crazy and start killing the guards and all that stuff.
Ah, okay. I mean, and these people, okay, now, Sean Whalen plays Satan. So where is he at the bottom down there? Because there's something like there's supernatural forces or something down at the bottom of the prison.
It's supposed to be, the bottom's supposed to be hell.
Oh, okay. There's a allegory there. Okay, gotcha.
That's why Kane says the way out of here is not up, it's down. Which means we're all going to hell.
Oh, okay. That just sounds like that's like a ton of fun to me.
Oh, it is. You'll enjoy it. I'm hoping they show it at Scarefest.
That'd be good.
So are a lot of other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No kidding. Yeah, because we'll have Anita and Julia watch the booth, and Wes and I'll go watch it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
That's good.
So when you're shooting something like that, I mean, I've talked to some other horror actors on the show, and to me, it'd be like, you got faces, like I said, Ari gets his face ripped off, and all these crazy things are happening to people, and they just laugh about it. It's like, to me, it would be kind of like, ugh, I don't know if even just knowing that it's fake, it's still be kind of, gets you a bit. How did you feel about it when you see all this stuff going on?
Well, you see that stuff on the set, and it looks so damn real. I mean, when Kane was putting the makeup, the prop people, I'm telling you, they did great. you see his stomach's ripped open, his guts are laying down here, and all of a sudden comes back to life, picks him up, puts him back into his stomach, stands up, and he's alive again. But when you see that stuff, and then I got sprayed with blood and all that, but not real blood, of course.
Right.
But,
No.
but it's very interesting being on the set of a horror movie.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, especially at all these people. I mean, all these. Was it Dee Wallace was in it, and I don't know Adrienne Barbeau as a part as an announcer or as a narrator or something like that. Right. So it must have been kind of cool to meet all those people and hang out with them for a while.
It is. It really is.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why I'm saying I actually feel blessed now.
Yeah.
Doing acting.
That's kind of like how I feel about being on Scarefest Radio, Steve. I feel blessed every day. No, we do have a great time. I also saw too. We also talked about this one in a different show about Kane Hodder's movie, To Hell and Back, and his biography movie. You were in that. What did you do in that?
I actually just was in. I was just on camera talking about Kane. The director was asking me questions, and I would just answer the questions. That was my main thing in it. So
have you known Kane for a long time?
Oh God, I know Kane since 1971. We've been best friends for 48 years now.
Wow.
We grew up on a little tiny island in the South Pacific. That's where we met.
Uh-huh.
And then we both left there in 1973, but we always saw each other. I'm in Jersey, he's in California.
Right.
But we still see each other a lot.
Yeah.
Mainly through conventions now.
Yeah, sure. And that's how you'll get to see each other again this time through the convention and stuff like that.
Yeah, yep. And then whatever films come up too that he gets in, he always tries to get me in anyway. So I'll see him then too. Yeah,
and that's how it works. I mean, because we've talked to other actors, and it's like if you're friends with people, and they'll go, "Hey, you want to do this little bit thing?" Yep. We're talking to Sean Whalen about doing Slayer videos. And I watched a couple of those, and it would just look like a hell of a lot of fun to do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we were talking to him about it. He goes, "Yeah, so and so. I knew so and so. Felicia Rose, she produces videos for Slayer, and so she got me that gig there. And that's how a lot of people get gigs, is just being friends with people."
It is. It's the old saying is it's who you know. So
yeah. So yeah.
You go on sometimes you can go on audition and you're up against 500 people, but if you know somebody, no matter who's auditioning, you're in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of how it works in a lot of businesses, though, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the movies. It's more of a fun story when you're talking about, I got this movie role because I knew this person. But
right, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing as getting a job as an accountant or something like that at a firm. It's if you know somebody, you get a better in at it. So how many times? I mean, how often do you go out and audition for roles?
I've auditioned about 2 or 3 times. I may have another one next week. I'm waiting to hear on that one. But most of the stuff I don't have an agent yet. I'm working on getting an agent, but I'm on a couple of acting sites where they'll send you casting notices.
Right.
And I submit my pictures, and if they like the way you look, some of them will ask you to come in for an interview. And some will just say, "All right, are you available this day and that day?"
Okay. Yep, that's it's sometimes luck of the draw, and just go from there. Yep.
Yeah,
done that.
It's tough though. Let me talk about nerves.
Yeah, having auditioned myself, even little stuff to me is always tough. Gut wrenching to go and audition for something because you just never know. Yeah. Okay, we're getting ready to take a break here. It's worth 30 minutes after the hour. You're listening to Scarefest Radio, and here we go.
And everybody, when we come back from the break, we will have some more speaker announcements, and we're going to do our 3-day pass giveaway. Load your Facebook, the Scarefest Celebrity Horror Fandom and Halloween Expo group page under Night's banner, the one where it says it's Friday night, people, and I've already posted a comment. We will do the contest here. How specific is that, Chris, to tell people we will do the contest here? But I will tell you what word, or actually I'm going to have a project for you. But anyway, we'll do that when we come back You are listening to Scarefest Radio.
Coyote Chris Sutton.
Shamanism,
Spiritual advisement.
paranormal investigations,
Inspirational presentations.
Bringing light to the darkest places for over 20 years. Go to coyotechris.com to learn more. And welcome back to Scarefest Radio. Here's the dealio. Coming up in our speaker lineup, Stephanie Bingham returns with the spirit. I can't even say it. The spirits of Bourbon County, Booze and Booze. B-O-O-Z-E and B-O-O-S. Is that cute or what? She is so
that
adorable.
That is so cute.
With her little nerve-dead feet. The legend... You have to watch the show to know what I'm talking about now.
You're racking them up tonight.
And also, The Legends of Kentucky. And also, Curses, Then and Now. The Paranormal Response Team, the Paranormal Panel. I don't know who all's in it, but it's going to be Paranormal, UFO, Cryptids, and Psychics. So apparently, they're just going to walk down the aisles and gather up people.
That's a pretty damn big topic.
It is. And then I have my own seminar, Wes Forsyth's Really Bad Tarot Gallery. So
that's not to be missed either. I mean,
that is not to be missed.
No. When he says bad, he means bad.
It's mostly card tricks, if you want to know the truth of the matter. But that's beside the point. So that's I'll stop off there. I'll give you the rest of them at quarter of. Now on tonight's banner post on the group page, Scarefest Celebrities Horror Fandom and Halloween Expo. The first person that will Google the definition of allegory, the word Chris used tonight, that this seems totally out of character for him.
Allegory.
It's actually allegory. See, I don't use the words. I don't have to know how to say it. Allegory. The first person that posts an actual definition of that under that banner, you can Google it, you can copy and paste it, but the first person that posts the definition of allegory will win the 3-day pass. So tonight we got a little homework for you. But that's that. Where we're going with that. Now, Steve, back to our guest, Steve Nappe. Now, I've listened to you talk. I know the type of movies you do, and now you've done written a children's book.
Yes, I did.
Now, I was going to go along with this whole concept until you told me, okay, the name of the book is Stevie's Island Adventures. I was going along with you until you told me you grew up on an island with Kane Hodder.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is really starting to sound ugly, Steve. You better sell me on this.
Well, this is how it started. Kane and I was doing a convention about 3 or 4 years ago, and somebody was talking to us about the island we lived on. It's actually called Kwajalein. It's in the South Pacific. And we were talking about growing up there and everything. And when they left, I looked over at Kane and I went, son of a bitch, I'm going to write a book about Kwajalein, but I'm going to do it where I make myself very young and I'm moving and I don't want to move. And then I take it from there. It's actually a book that's going to be great for kids whose... let's say that father gets transferred, they have to move, they don't want to move. This book will help them understand that transaction. So I'm a little kid in the book, and my father comes home and says we're moving to an island. And once I get there, I make friends with the gecko that actually speaks to me.
And I've got this vision, and the gecko played by Kane Hodder guts.
Well, the gecko's name is actually Kevin.
Kevin, okay.
But yeah, the book is due to come out this summer. We don't have a release date yet, but it's going to be it'll be this summer for sure.
So
and then
So you'll be hawking this thing at Scarefest for sure.
Oh, I'll be hawking at Scarefest and any other conventions I do too. So.
Got to sell the merch.
Now, until, I don't know when I picked up on it, but now you are part of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters. Of course, you are the East Coast case manager, affiliate, whatever the title is there, because...
East Coast case manager, right.
Yeah. You don't live over there with them people.
No, no.
When now you've said you've known Kane most of your life. Now, when did, and I've heard how the rest of the group got together, how they found each other, you might say. But now, what brought you to the paranormal? What brought you to ghost hunting?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I was always able to see things, and back then you don't understand. Like, all right, I just saw something. I have no clue what it was, and you go on with your life. You don't think about it. But as I got older, when I lived on that island, that's when I truly believed in seeing the afterlife. I was outside. It was at night, and I was on the patio, and because you could sleep outside, it's like 85 degrees at night too. So, and I woke up, and standing in front of me was this beautiful girl, and she was stark naked, but I was just staring at her and couldn't believe my eyes. And then she just vanishes, and I'm saying, "Wait, did I just dream that?" It was too real. So ever since then is when I was really into the paranormal.
Yeah, if the first time I had a paranormal experience, it was a naked lady,
Yeah, her hair was so long it was covering everything. Damn, I was like, where did she die here? Did she just come down? I don't know. And the other thing that really got me into ghost hunting is I've actually seen a little girl in my house. This is probably about 10 years ago. I was coming home from work. I came home from work. I went into the bedroom to change. And you know that feeling you get when you know somebody's staring at you?
Yes.
That's what I was getting changed. I looked over. I turned my head, and I'm saying, and my son was small at the time, I'm saying, why is Steven in here? And I turned again, and it wasn't Steven. It was a little girl. I could see the long hair, and then the same thing. She just vanished and left. So, I didn't say a word to my wife or the kids because I didn't want to scare them. So about a week later, I'm out in the backyard mowing the lawn. I come in, and my wife is standing in the living room, wide-eyed, and actually white as a ghost. And I looked at her and I said, "Barbara, what's wrong?" She goes, "I just saw a little girl walk past me and then it disappeared." She goes, "I don't want you to think I'm nuts." I said, "No, you're not nuts." And I told her the whole story. So, and then I kept seeing her for probably 2 or 3 months. And my wife was saying prayers to help it get out, find its way out and stuff. And eventually it left.
So do you think this is a... Now, of course, because your wife saw it, I mean, do you think that you're more open to seeing them? Do you think that you have a gift, or do you think you just happen to have been lucky to be in the right place at the right time to have these experiences?
I actually have a gift. I definitely have a gift. Okay. Because not only do I see, like, human spirits, I saw one of my dogs, and I was with my brother. We lost our dog when we were growing up, and we were out on the back patio, and I looked down, and I see this gold thing walk right between us. And again, I didn't say a word, because I don't want to say anything, because then it puts images in people's head, and they go, "Oh, yeah, I saw it too." I didn't say a word, and my brother Mike looks at me and goes, "Stevie, I think I'm going nuts. I just saw Fluffy walk past us." And I said, "You're not going nuts, because I saw the same thing." So that's I see things. I don't know. I think I'm just blessed that way.
Now, how did you okay, now as far is this something that you shared with Kane? Because you said y'all really only see each other at conventions anymore. Mm-hmm. What brought you into the actual group? Was it something you discussed, or he found out? How did that come about?
Kane and Rick McCollum, they started the group. So, of course, Kane knew I was into the paranormal, so he invited me in to join. And I want to apologize, not apologize, but I'm wearing an old Hollywood Ghost Hunter shirt. So if Rick McCallum's watching this tonight, I do have the new one, and I do wear it. Because he'll bust my chops now for not wearing it.
Okay, Chris, over to you. I'm handling the contest in the chat room. So far, the people that have tried to win, one gets in. Hell, they wouldn't let her stay home. Kim Spellman, she has to be there, and Tracy Courtney, you just won a week or two ago. We want a new winner. We want somebody who has not won, at least not on Facebook. I'll let you slide if you won one on Twitter, but I can't just be piling up Facebook tickets. But thank you for playing. At least it shows someone is listening to the show. Chris, over to you.
Steve, I was looking at, as far as this ghost hunting and stuff like that. So you said at a very young age that you realized you had this gift. Now, as you grow into adulthood and you still see things, whatnot, but did you kind of like keep it to yourself, or that you could do these things, or how did you deal with regular people who wouldn't believe in such things? You talk to them about it, or you just kind of keep it to yourself?
A lot of times I keep it to myself because there's too many skeptics out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you tell somebody what you saw, right away they're going, oh, come on. You're so full of it. You were probably dreaming it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I keep a lot of it to myself.
Well, you're out of the closet now, though, man. You're in the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, and so you got to deal with it.
I know.
And it's difficult. I sort of have my own spirituality thing going, the shamanism and whatnot, and dealing with the regular folks, it's difficult. Now I'm old and I don't give a shit, so my kids are all in their 20s, and before you don't want to embarrass your kids, and
right, exactly.
Yeah. Could you have the same issue?
I did. My kids will be like, oh, come on, Dad, don't talk about ghosts again, please.
So do they share any of the gifts? Sometimes they'll scoff at you, but they've got gifts too.
I'm going to tell you, my middle daughter Megan, she actually sees things the same as I do. So I think she takes after me in that sense. She said she told us that she's seen that little girl up in the attic, because I think what happened was I was building a bedroom up in the attic for her. All right, we needed another bedroom, so I went up to the attic. I was tearing things apart. I was lifting the floorboards up, and underneath one of the floorboards was an old doll with some clothes. I'm going, why the hell would somebody put a doll under there and close it up, But what I think happened was, I have a feeling the little girl who lived or died in that house, that was her play area, and I disturbed it, and that's why we started seeing her.
Probably you pissed her off,
Yeah.
And that does happen. I mean, I'm not saying that to be flip either. I mean, that does happen.
It's true.
There's a place I go to a lot, and we keep a little teddy bear out for this little girl, and who's there all the time, and she gets pissed. You can tell when you move her teddy bear, she's not happy about it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So that definitely does happen. So what was this? Go ahead.
No, and the thing that irks me with ghost hunting is you get so many people that when they're in a group or whatever, they intimidate. They try to intimidate the ghost.
Oh, I know.
The spirits. And it just pisses me off. They're not there to be intimidated. They're there for you to. They want to know. They want to be seen also. So, but if you piss them off, they're not going to do anything for you.
No, unless you get a real badass one that wants to slap you around or something like that, which has happened.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it happen to people.
Oh, I do.
Okay, well, we're quarter till 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock actually in Eastern time. So it's time for our next break, and I'm going to turn it back over to Wes.
It'll be a quick one, people. You're listening to Scarefest Radio. When I come back, I'll give you the rest of the speakers. No one has officially won our 3-day pass on the Scarefest group yet. If nobody wins by the end of the show, I'm giving it to Kim because she's giving it to some friend. I get that. But you can still swipe it out from under her just because it's Kim Spellman. The very idea intimidates many people. Life guidance from beyond? Mystic hokum. Messages straight from the devil himself. Who the hell knows? With a really bad tarot card reading, you don't have to worry about any of that. My really bad tarot card readings are fun yet insightful. Spewing pop psychology, I bullshit my way through it straight from what many might call a warped mind. I have no training. I have no real marketable talent. Hell, I haven't even read the instructions. But they're cheap, they're fun, and as I always say, I might be wrong. Find my really bad tarot card readings at paranormalfiller.com. And welcome back to the final segment of Scarefest Radio. Okay, to finish out the speaker list. Did I mention Wes Forsyth doing the really bad tarot gallery? Yes, I believe I mentioned that. Southern Gypsies are coming back this year. They were there, was it last year or 2 years ago?
They were there last year. Yeah, that's Misty and Ashley and our other friends there. Yeah.
Psychic Gifts of the Southern Gypsies is the topic. Will Crawford will be coming in with Paranormal Sharks, which sounds like a sci-fi movie.
It does.
Richard Estep is coming back with The Devil's Coming to Get Me. Chad Harlan, a fraud investigator, looks at the paranormal investigations. Good for him. Because I've seen some shit online lately, that's all I'm saying. Eric Brooks, Gift of the Nile, Ancient Egypt in Film and Television. Now there is a little bit of an off topic. Different than we're used to. Lisa Shackelford and Christine Kiefer, True Ghost Stories television series. True Ghost Stories television series. So I guess they're doing... Okay. That's the name of it. Stephanie Newman, Managing Anxiety through... I almost said medication. Meditative visualization. Managing Anxiety through meditative visualization. When these people write these topics up, they have no idea that someone actually has to read them, obviously. And finally, Beth Darlington, our friend from Australia who comes to Scarefest every freaking year on her own dime, which just absolutely amazes me.
I know.
She must be like, she's got a good job. That's all I can say.
She must, I mean, because she does stuff over there all the time, too. Her group Access Paranormal over there.
Absolutely. But she is coming. And I don't even care what her topic is. I will listen to this woman read the phone book. I swear, people. But she is coming. She's. I didn't print it out, but it's alternative explanations for demonic possession, I believe, is the topic that she's speaking on. Something to that effect. But anyway, so I want to congratulate our finalist for getting into the speaker lineup. They were afraid to announce, go ahead and book everybody. I don't know if you all know this, but because the convention center is dicking around with all of the rooms and the way everything's laid out, they didn't know how much room we were going to actually have for speakers. But we got it worked out. So that is the final list, unless somebody cancels and we might shuffle something around. But right now, that plus the ones that are already on thescarefest.com, has the already announced speakers. So no one has won our 3-day pass yet. I will throw that out there. But if nobody wins it in the next 5 minutes, Kim Spillman will have a ticket to give to her friend. Now, going back to ghost hunting with you, Steve.
Yes.
Now, do you get to actually go out and... how do you ghost hunt? I mean, you're up there and with the Hollywood Ghost Hunters. I mean, are you doing group events, celebrity events? Are you actually getting to go out in the field and get your hands dirty? What is your activity level right now in the field?
Well, we haven't been out recently, but I would love to start that back up again with the group. But the ones we've done, we've had some great activity. We did Waverly twice, which was just out of this world. It was fantastic. We did South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee. There was a lot of activity there, and also Sloss Furnace in Alabama. And that's the one. Sloss Furnace in Alabama that was probably the most scariest for me, because I actually got pushed into Rick, and Rick slammed into a wall. So it's one thing we always talk about.
Yeah, I heard that places.
Sloss is on my bucket list. That's a place that I do want to go. Now, I've been to Waverly a couple times. I like it, but I can't say that I've really had any experiences or seen anything there that's knocked my socks off. Now, it's one of the few places I've seen a full body apparition, which you saw, well, what it is, I saw it so quickly, and it was one of those double take moments, and when you turn around and see, what the hell did I just see? It was gone.
Oh, right.
If I could have just had one of those moments like you where you stare at the naked woman and she fades away, it had all been different. But no, I had to.
Here at work, believe it or not, I work in a big, giant complex. It's beautiful here. But I worked with a lady. I was dear friends with her, and her name was Sally. She passed away a couple of years ago with cancer. And about 2 weeks ago, I actually saw her behind me. And when I turned around, I could see her, and then she disappeared. It was, I knew it was her, because I could see it.
Well, you got all these ghosts walking up to you. You need to learn the art of moving them on, releasing them into the great beyond.
That wouldn't be a bad thing to do.
Good. Yeah. Look me and Chris up at Scarefest.
Yeah. I will.
That's what we do. I mean, that's our thing.
All right. I look forward to it.
And it's not always forcible. Sometimes we just say, hey, look, there's a light. Scamper.
Yeah.
People are going to hate me in that presentation. So you know that?
I know. I'm going to have to save it. It's assuming you make it, because right now you're marked for an ass kicking from Kim, so this will let you know.
If I had a nickel for every time Kim Spillman owed me an ass kicking, it'd be a really weird way to make money. That's all I'm saying there. We're coming up on the end of the show. Everything's everybody, that's it. Kim Spillman, you're the winner. Kim Spillman, you have a set of tickets to give away to ever the hell you want. Or not a set, a ticket, a single ticket. So there. See, I'm not such a bad guy. I can be reasoned with. We've got the ticket giveaway. We've done our announcements, and I'm not going to read them again because I'll just butcher it again. But the speaker list is done. Now, I've been told by our illustrious leader, Mr. Brandon Griffith, pay attention the next 2 weeks, people. Pay attention the next 2 weeks. The contracts are out for final approval with just a slew of people. So we should have some good quality announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks to round out that guest list, get it pumped up a little bit. And I wanted to put that out there to you. So the next couple of weeks, Scarefest Radio will be just absolutely off the hook. I just have no doubt in my mind. So, in closing, Mr. Nappe, now do you have, of course, we got you Scarefest coming up, or is anything else on the horizon that you want to promote before we let you go?
Well, besides Scarefest, I'm doing a couple of more conventions. One here in New Jersey again. And I don't know, am I allowed to mention the names?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Shameless self-promotion. I just promoted another
exactly.
network a little while ago, so hell yeah.
All right, I'll be doing Monster Mania. Believe that's the weekend of August 18th here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And Monster Mania again it's in Maryland. I believe it's the second week after Scarefest. So I'll be doing those two for sure, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple of more popping up here and there.
Cool.
And if people,
I do look forward to Scarefest because that is my favorite.
It's everybody's favorite, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now, social media wise, if people want to keep up with you and your career, where would you send them to?
Probably the best place right now would be Facebook. That's right, but I post. If I'm going to be doing anything, I'll post a lot of stuff on there. But a lot of stuff like the 2 movies I did with Stiller and De Niro, they had us sign a disclosure. We couldn't talk about them, what was going on, or post pictures. So that's why I can't put stuff on Facebook about that stuff.
Oh, hell. When we had Sean Whalen on here, they hadn't done the official release yet of Death House. Oh, hell. He couldn't even tell us what color the damn movie poster was going to be.
Oh, so, I know it.
We get that. So,
yep.
So everybody blow up Steve Nappe's timeline tonight.
Yeah,
friend request the hell out of him and follow him and do all that good stuff. Everybody, this has been Scarefest Radio. It's been a fun show. Everything seemed to work on the technical level. I'm looking forward to next week. Everybody, thanks for listening.
Thank you, everybody.